So what's going on? So today I'm just gonna make a video about the one of the fusion weapons that's in the event, and that is the Firebug fusion. The fusion you get is guaranteed durability, time to overheat, and range. Now, this is a pretty good fusion, I think, for the Firebug. Probably the most beneficial one there being the range. But it's just really hard to actually test the range on something like this. So today I'm just going to try and see if we can actually see if there's a noticeable difference between range fused and unrange fused. So we have enough to do one fusion today. I will have the second one fused in good time. But for today, we'll test it. We only need the one. Hopefully within the next few weeks, I'll have the other one fused. But yeah, let's get ahead and fuse this. First I'm going to do is just like something I've set up in the garage. I feel like this is probably the easiest way to test it. I've basically just put a 22 stacks of pallets in the line. I know it's 22 to be exact because that's the amount of stacks that I have, or else I would have kept going. But personally, I don't think it's going to get that far. But we'll use 22 as a an example. And then I've just put this as like a guideline, so I always know where I start, and I'm not like forwards or backwards on all the different tests. So it's a bit more concrete on the testing. So the one on the left, the one with the CK, this is the fused one. The one with no CK, and that's the unfused one. So that's how I'll be using to test between the two. I'll put the left one on L1 and the other one on R1 just to make it simpler. So the first test I'll do is I'll do both without the blight perk, see how far they get, and then I'll do them again with both the blight perk on. Obviously the fused version with the blight perk is going to have the best results, but hopefully we notice a bit of a difference, you know, and it's not just a gimmick and it's not worth it. So yeah, let's get ahead to testing and see what we get. So we'll do the normal one first with no blight perk. So what I'll do is I'll lock the weapon in, so I know it's definitely facing straight. I'll get it just so the tip's touching the stop line, right? So every time we test, we've got the barrel of the gun literally in the stop line, and that's how we'll do the test, so we know it's pretty much accurate as can be. So there's 22 pallets in the line, so we'll go off the distance of how many we break every time. So this one is first. This is just the unfused version with no blight perk. There's still 14 left, so we only broke 8 pallets with the unfused version of the Firebug. So we'll get into the next test, which is the fused version. Hopefully we should notice a bit of a difference here. I'm going to go for, guess, probably about 10, maybe 9. Be nice if it got to 10. But the normal flame isn't anything special, so I can't see it being more than 10. I'm saying 10 at a push. Right, so this is the fused version. Right, I'll go and count these and see what we've got. So the fused version only did an extra pallet, so it was only probably an extra, like, I don't know, maybe 10 meters. I can't really get the exact measurements between each pallet. It's probably not much, probably 5 to 10 meters, because it could have been almost close enough to break the next pallet. But yeah, there's still 13 pallets left, so it only did an extra pallet from the unfused version. So now okay, next up we try the blight test, and we're going to use the unfused one first and see how far that gets. My guess is it's going to be, if we can get 9 without the blight perk with the fused one, I reckon we can get I'm going to say about 12 or 13 pallets with this. So this is the unfused Firebug with the blight perk. So I was right. The unfused Firebug with the blight perk does exactly 13 pellets. So that's obviously it's a bit of a jump from the original Firebug like test without the blight perk. But as I say, it increases the range when you use the blight perk. So the last test to do is the fused version and see if we can see a difference between the fused and the unfused and see if it's worth it. I mean, it's not obviously going to be a massive edge. At the end of the day, you know, fusing anything's only for a slight advantage. But you know, if you like using something or you've got money to spend, then there's no harm in fusing something if you want to fuse it. Um, okay, so let's get to this test, and this is the fused version with. Why is my gun locking out? No, it's probably because of the stop sign. I'm gonna have to move a bit to the left. Right. That's about right. Okay, final test. Fused Firebug and Blight Perk. And last test, the fused version with the range and the Blight Perk does 15 pallets, and because there's only 7 pallets left, so there is a bit of a difference. Obviously, it's not massive, but you know it's noticeable, and it's at least it gets a bit of extra range, which is quite nice. I made this other build, which is not really used for testing sake. It was more for visual sake. It was just to see if you could visually see the difference in the flame size. Obviously, the one at the closest to the cab is the fused one, and the one at the front is the unfused one. Both the bugs are locked, like they can't move at all, left or right, up or down. So the flame is literally just facing forwards. But yeah, I don't know if you can really tell much of a difference. It's kind of hard to tell because the flame just kind of fucking goes everywhere. I think you can tell a little bit. The flame on the fuse one obviously is going a bit further, but it really is hard to. It's really hard to test, honestly. I think the other test I was doing before was probably the best way of testing it. Just another visual test. Using the unfused version here, it won't reach the target, but the fused one works perfectly fine. The time to overheating as well, like you get 10% extra overheating, so we'll do this at the same time, see how long we actually get. I'm probably going to say you might get an extra 2 seconds of shooting time, which won't be too bad if, you know, sometimes all you need is that extra second or two to kill somebody, so let's see what it does. Yeah, it's probably about 2 seconds extra, which isn't too bad. So that's pretty much it. That's Fuse Firebugs. The extra 10% Jura, which brings it up to 590, which isn't too bad. It's like an extra 54. Yeah, 54. So an extra 54 Jura, a few seconds of extra shooting, and somewhat slightly better range. Is it worth it? Honestly, no. Like, if you've got the money for it, then fair enough. If you're like me and you just like fucking fusing stuff, then just fuse it. But honestly, you know, if you've not got everything, like save your money and buy something else. I honestly think the Firebugs are really fun to use if you have the right build for it. So, yeah, it's something different. It's certainly better than all the boring ass Punisher meta stuff that's out there at the moment. Don't be that person and fuse Punishers, honestly. There's just if you think like the Firebug fusion is like not really noticeable, the Punisher one's even less noticeable. Like the only thing that's really noticeable about this is the spread, and I mean almost all of the time anyway. You're practically just tap firing, so the spread isn't massive anyway. If you're going to fuse anything out of these 3 relics in this fusion event, I'd do the Typhoons. The only reason I've not done that is because I have Scorpions fused, and for me, I really love Scorps, and I don't think I'm too fussed about Typhoons enough to care for them when I already have a fused range weapon. But yeah, for Firebugs, that's it. If you've got the money for it and you like using them and you don't care, like me, then just fucking do it. Why not? It's there. It's there for 40 days. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.